What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and we're here with the Lancer EVO 9. You guys have been asking for it. I wanted to bring it to you. This is a great build. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's got some super good advantages. It's got a few disadvantages, but at the end of the day, automatic, manual, it doesn't matter. This car slaps. It does things that no other car does because it is all-wheel drive and because of how much torque it has. I was doing some crazy lines, way off track, off-road, just flying, and surprised some of the guys I race with. It's great. Like, subscribe, follow if you haven't already. Interact with the video any way you can, you guys. I am thankful for you. You're helping me grow. Let's dig into it. For the engine, we are running the third motor over. It is the basic iron motor. It is the 2.2 liter inline 4. 121 brake horsepower when we start. From there, we go to the parts. We are running the Super Gold induction. We are running the Elite Platinum ECU. We are running the Silver Pro fuel system. We are running the Silver Pro exhaust. We are running the Elite Platinum Roots supercharger all the way to the right. Bronze Sport nitrous. Elite Platinum road suspension. Bronze Sport brakes. Elite Platinum grip tires. It's a full Beyonce to the left build. All the way grip, boys. Sport Bronze clutch. Elite Platinum 8-speed transmission. And I'll talk about that in a second. Elite Platinum differential. We're micro drifting these days. I'm learning how to do it. I'm working on a video for you guys to try to walk you through everything you need to know to start doing that. For that purpose, we run nitrous drift. We run nitrous grip. That way you can get a grip turn and a drift turn in the same corner and double up on your boost, which is the yellow, and just rocket ship out of there. It's awesome. For the handling, like I said, full Beyonce to the left, 100% grip. Steering sensitivity all the way low. Learning how to do micro drifting, if it's all the way low, it's a lot easier, and I'm still working on it, so I would recommend if you're doing that, go low. If you don't micro drift, drift entry, turn that off, do full grip, turn your steering sensitivity up a little bit, whatever you're comfortable with, and just run it. Downforce, I am 2 clicks to the left or to the right of all the way low. So if you run the slider all the way low, 1, 2, A269 right there. This car does not need downforce. The all-wheel drive in it, all the torque, it grips just fine. You don't need any downforce. Traction control off. Drift entry, I have set to brake tap for the micro drifts. That's going to give you the 2007 Lancer EVO 9. Full build, A+, 269. This car is awesome. Top speed, 172. 578 on the horsepower. Max torque, 808. I said I wanted to talk about that transmission, so we're going to come back to that. The first build that Nil brought me on this one that he was liking had a 7-speed in it. It had a single turbo. It had more horsepower and about 100 foot-pounds less torque. I opted for more torque and an extra gear. It gave us a little higher top speed, which is helpful in A+, and it also gave us a lot more range to be in the right spot to go through the dirt, to do whatever you do. That being said, there's a lot of shifting involved. If you're a manual player and you're kind of new, this car's probably going to drive you nuts because there's a lot of gears. We launch in 5th. That being said, if you're an automatic player, just set it, forget it, go have fun. This car slaps. I could not reasonably find a way to put a better clutch in it because it was requiring me to take horsepower and torque away from it, and it just watered down the whole build. It didn't become as good. So I did drive it in automatic for a little bit just to make sure it would work good, and I had no problems with it. I was still winning in it. So I would say auto players, you're very safe with this build. Just know that you're going to be shifting a bunch. It launches slower than what you're going to see in the gameplay footage because you do need to get to 5th or 6th before it really starts to slam in there. Be aware of that, but at the end of the day, the car's good. I take some crazy degen lines with this car, go off-road, just do some stuff that you typically wouldn't do with a lot of the rear-wheel drive cars, and so it's pretty solid. I really like that. Outside of that, you guys, one other thing I do want to touch on that I'm going to start explaining in all the gameplay footage. Yellow boost, I'm going to refer to that as boost. It's less of a mouthful, it's easier. Yellow bar, boost. Blue bar, nitrous. Very simple. Boost, nitrous, NOS. When you go through a gas station, you top up your NOS, type up your nitrous, get that blue bar, NOS. When you do a grip turn and a drift turn and you get full boost, that is yellow bar. When I'm doing boost turns, when I'm doing boost acceleration, yellow bar. The reason I say these things in the simplicity that I do, we have a global community, and a lot of people that watch these build videos, half, dead even on my video consumption, is non-American viewers, and I'm thankful for all of you guys. If you're not English first speaker, when somebody says something like Tron turn or some of the other terminology that's coming out with this, not everybody really knows what's going on, and so I'm trying to simplify that for everyone. I'm not saying what I'm doing is right, but this is what I'm doing to try to make it easier for everyone to consume the content and understand what's being presented. So when I was doing the iron and the bronze and the silver and the gold and the platinum, the reason I went to those colors is because if you're a non-English speaker and your game is in non-English, elite isn't even a term that is used in half of the games across the world. It's not the terminology that's used. And so when I say elite root supercharger, those people have no idea what I'm talking about. When I say platinum, they understand, because platinum, that color as a whole, is more translatable. It gets to a lot more people in a lot of other languages. So I went to that to try to simplify it, to make it better for everybody. I'm now moving to NOS and boost. Fight me in the comments. I'm trying to help everybody. That's where we're at. I'm thankful for you guys for watching, all of you. Stay tuned for the gameplay footage. I'm Alex Cornnut, your wheelman. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye. All right, first up, Drifter's Delight. This is a great track for this car. The all-wheel drive mixed with the crazy torque. We get to go play in the dirt, and it's a lot of fun. I launched the car in third by mistake because I didn't shift up quick enough, so we're rattling through the gears, fourth, fifth. Typically, you want to launch this car in like fifth or sixth as a manual player. For you automatic players, just get a perfect start and just let the transmission sort itself out. We got a lot of traffic here. The boys got a good launch. I'm taking Degen lines. My buddy RC has also got a very Degen line. We're trying to cut those corners tight, go up on the dirt. We don't care. We've got all the power we need to get through there. So look how much time we make up on first place right there, which is nil. And he's in that A+ Skyline. We know that thing's a slayer, and so we're definitely working hard to keep up with it. Once again, we're just taking these inside lines. We don't care about the dirt. We don't care if we stay on tarmac or not. We're trying to cut the shortest line between checkpoint to checkpoint. Staying inside right there, keeping 2 tires on the tarmac to remain grippy, but for the most part, just trying to keep it really, really tight and get a good grip turn. We're into 8th gear now, up to speed, down to 7th, then we go down to 6th. And we are just boosting through here. Like I say, this is a lot of fun to drive because you just get to get on the dirt. Like, all the other cars slow down so much when you touch dirt. With this, it's like you can go out, you can touch grass and still be very fast. We're accelerating through here, just making the most of it. I'm e-braking into all of these corners, you guys. The car's got so much torque that it's just not too picky about what gear you're in. As long as you're driving and you're within, you know, close to the right gear, it'll be fine. It'll take you where you want to be. It's got plenty of power to get you out of situations. It's got a decent top speed. If you like EVOs, this is a great EVO. I really do enjoy driving it. It is a pleasure. Like I say, it's not the best A+ car by any means, but it definitely holds its own, and you can definitely take some wins in any playlist you play this car. Alright, race 2, track day special. This is a fun one because we get to go in the dirt as well, but in addition to that, you'll get to see how the car handles in the tight corners and just some different lines you can do when you've got true all-wheel drive. We do launch the car in 5th gear this time, so we get a good proper launch. Just rocket away from everybody, taking really tight lines through the dirt there, not worried about the barriers. using our boost to get back up to speed, accumulating nitrous by staying on the left. I like how this track has oncoming, even though it's a racetrack, and you would never have oncoming on a racetrack, but whatever, we don't care. Keeping it tight, shooting for the inside of these checkpoints. When you see me making a U-turn or a really tight turn, I'm always shooting to the most inside. There, you can avoid the checkpoint entirely. Just cut to the left and go straight down, head for the tunnel. You never want to go on the high side and go up the hill there, because that's all off-road and it's a lot slower. So here we just hang it tight, stay on the inside, avoid the berm. There's that little bit of an elevation there, and if you hit that, it's going to send you for a loop. So you want to get as close to it without, hitting it as possible. Cutting a straight line here. You see we're already starting to make progress on the rest of the pack. The only person we're worried about is Nil. And he, like I say, he's in that Skyline, which is a very hard accelerating car. Very, very comparable car. And he's a very good driver. So we're working hard to stay away from those guys. But when you corner like we do, being able to get into the dirt, this car is just a blast. So watch the turn. Watch me clip the inside of the checkpoint right there. Get way down in the dirt and just make a nice line with a little bit of drift and grip. Get the boost. Cut to the left right there. Avoid the checkpoints entirely because it's going to auto resolve there. Go for the tunnel and just maintain speed. And so now we're putting a real gap on our opponents. We hang it real tight. We go in for the inside. Watch out for the berm. Perfect corner, plenty of drift, use the boost, use the NOS. We're getting back up to speed. Primarily this car lives in 6, 7, and 8. Most of the tracks are going to be done in 6 and 7. Really great car. This is a lot of fun to drive. I'm really happy to bring you guys this EVO. Alright, last race of the series, factory record. This is a good track. It's more of a speed track, but it's got some lines we can take to remain momentum and take the W overall. Launch in 5th. Good hard launch. Put a good gap on everybody behind us. This car accelerates really well. The transmission is geared in such a way that you're pretty much always in the power, especially with the supercharger. We're going to hang a nice tight line through the inside here. We're going to use our boost to try to stay on the inside. Keep in mind, guys, when you are using boost, you are turning tighter than you normally would without it. So you can make really sharp corners using that boost, and it turns into a grip turn, and then you get another boost. And so you can chain those together and just really out-accelerate your opponents that aren't doing that. Keep it tight, avoid oncoming to the best of our ability, using boost just to stay up ahead of people. We're going to use all of our nitrous here. As soon as we get around this corner, the gas station is coming. Use all of the NOS. Hit the gas station, use the boost, use the rest of our NOS to get up to speed. Now we're carrying a good amount of speed. Most of the cars in A+ class only do about 165, 170. So with us going top speed here, there's not much opportunity for them to catch us. They can just maintain the same speed as us. So in top gear, 8th gear, 173. This car is awesome. It turns nice and tight, barely clips the wall. It just is solid. Using all of that boost, as soon as we get it to get up to speed, they can't touch us. This car slaps. Please like and subscribe, you guys. I appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.